Hi everyone and welcome to Homerino Collectibles, where today we're going to be taking a look at the NECA 7-inch movie Christopher Reeve Superman. Now this figure being an exclusive, and it was one of those kind of hidden figures, you know, one of those like they announce it when they release it. Now usually with an action figure line you get announcements, you see prototypes, you see it in the process, you see pictures and stuff at like comic cons and toy fairs and stuff. And then eventually you get the release. Now these figures from NECA, you know, there was the '89 Batman that came before it, the Michael Keaton Batman, which is currently annoying the hell out of me because it's peg warming in the US. And in the UK, like it was a Toys R Us exclusive over there in the US, but not in the UK. So it was never actually released in the UK. So it's still really hard to get. You have to pay high eBay prices even now. And I see all of these like toy hunting videos, and in every single one, I see these things, you know, peg warming, and it annoys the hell out of me because I want more because the leg broke on mine, and so I want one to replace that, but then I also want another one in package, and it just annoys the hell out of me that, like, they're just sitting on the shelves. In a lot of cases, they're actually discounted, and I can't get my hands on one. That, and then just like this, like, they were these kind of last-minute drops from NECA, like, they just put it for sale and just announced it, and that was it. Like, hey guys, this is on sale right now, and no one knew that these things were coming, and they are amazing figures. And recently we got a release of a Harley Quinn from the Arkham games, and then we also got the Batman Begins Batman, which is my favorite suit from the Nolan films. Again, not released over here, so it's kind of hard for me to get those two. So when I get them, I will go ahead and review them. But yeah, so here we have a Superman, and I've had this pretty much ever since release. You know, as soon as one came available, that was a good price. Well, actually I picked up because I got one for my brother as well. So it comes in this style packaging. It is the same style packaging as the bigger version, because you know, this basically exact figure was sold as the larger kind of 1/6 scale figure, or it might have actually been a 1/4 scale figure actually, coming to think of it. And so as well as just shortening the size of the figure, they basically shorten the size of the box. There's slight differences, but for the most part the box looks pretty much the same as the larger version. So if you're looking between the two, this one has that sticker there and stuff, and you'll be able to see some of the other differences, you know, on the box art and everything. If you see them in store, obviously you can clearly see that this is, you know, a smaller figure, but online it is much harder to differentiate between the two, and because this goes for a lot of money, in a lot of cases you can actually buy the bigger version for less money than this one. So just be careful if you buy it online that you do actually know exactly what scale it is. Maybe just message the seller just so that you know exactly what scale it is, because the boxes look extremely similar and the figures are basically exactly the same. Now with the bigger figure, I'm not sure if it comes with interchangeable hands. It probably does. This figure does right here, so you get the open flight hands right there. I'm not going to use them on my figure, so I just left them in the package right here, but they are there if you wish to use them. Now as you can see, size-wise he stands exactly the same height as Batman's ears right there, but face-to-face he's a little bit taller, but he basically stands exactly 7 inches tall. So it's a nice scale to go ahead and stand with all of your other NECA action figures. And just before we move on, if you're wondering, you know, how the legs broke on my Batman, well, that's how. I can stand him up perfectly fine, but I did actually do a separate review of this guy. I'll put the link to that in the description. But yeah, so the leg snapped right there. Just like the DC Collectibles era, these figures, and this one happens as well, because this one, my brother's version, actually broke at the knee. He was just taking it out of the box and it was already broken in package. In the UK, we can't get replacements for these. You have to be in the US. I have tried, and yeah, basically just action figure companies just don't do international replacements and refunds like that. Even though I did offer to go ahead and pay for shipping, they said it's just, there's nothing that they can do. They can't accept any, like, you know, private payments or anything like that, so that they can't do that, which really sucks. And that's why I really am annoyed that these things are peg warming. Kind of need a new one. And so let's go ahead and show him next to a more recent figure right here. So here we have the Icon Superman. You can see massive size difference there. So this is like a tall 5-inch figure or a small 6-inch figure next to a 7-inch figure. So yeah, with the breakages and stuff in mind, just be careful with him. With my articulation right here, this joint right here is kind of stiff. I don't want to move that in case it breaks. But as for the rest of the figure, the head is on a ball joint, can look up and down, left and right, side to side. The shoulders can come out to the side and rotate all the way around. You've got the hinge there at the elbow, the rotation as well, and then the same hinge and rotation down here at the wrist. So the torso, we have a ball joint. It can move forward and back, side to side, and then turn left and right. it can't really move back enough with the head to get a really great flight pose, but it's kind of okay. I mean, obviously they wanted to go ahead and keep this torso looking really nice. They could have put extra articulation in there. It's actually a squeegee material. You might be able to see it budging in a bit here. There is a kind of gap here, so the outer material that's over the inner plastic is formed to his musculature and stuff, so that's not hard plastic there. So they could have put the articulation underneath and made this material stretch so that you could have the articulation still, get a really nice ab crunch, but have it so that it's bending backwards, so you can get a really awesome flight pose while still keeping this very uniform look and not having like a, you know, exposed hinge. But they didn't go for that. I guess it would have cost them more money and stuff, but that's what I would have done for an exclusive figure like this. Then down at the hips, they can move forward and back and out to the side. This is also a flexible piece of rubbery plastic, so it doesn't hinder it. You've got the rotation there. You've got the single jointed knee and the rotation, and then the ball jointed feet, so they can move forward and back and left and right, and then you get a little bit of ankle pivot in there as well. So looking pretty damn nice. The whole suit is textured really nicely with the, you know, material lines, and then we even have like wrinkles at the wrist here, wrinkles up here, like coming up to the pecs and the shoulders and stuff. Really nice work, especially the boots. These look absolutely awesome. Now the paintwork is not quite so great. You can see some skin tone showing through in places at the hairlines. The S, as you can see, is you know, not all that great. Now I did give the better looking version of the S logo to my brother, so you can see it doesn't quite come out to the line there. We got a bit of yellow smudge over there and so on. My brother's is much better than this. How it, you know, it's unfortunate that his, like, the leg broke when he took it out of the box, but it did have better paintwork on the symbol, and that was the reason that I gave that one to him. He's a bigger Superman fan than I am. On the back here we have this S logo, which is like a kind of printed bit, kind of, you know, ironed on, but you can't really feel the difference, so it doesn't feel like it's going to like crack and come off. It's not super thick, so that's quite nice. Now that definitely looks like Christopher Reeve from every single damn angle. That thing is phenomenal. I absolutely adore this head sculpt. The eyes there are painted well. You got a little bit of paint on the lips there to kind of, you know, make them pop. Just done perfectly. The skin tone is perfect. It matches up your fists, neck, head, everything. It's just done so damn well. I absolutely love this thing. The cape here, as you can see, it's folded over. There's quite a lot of material, as you can see, it like crisscrosses. So you've got all of this material at your disposal if you want to display him, you know, in flight. You can really open up this cape quite some way, and it obviously means, because it's like doubled up like that, you see how you can see through it? When it's all doubled up like that, you can't see through it. So it really does look fantastic. Overall, guys, I definitely recommend this figure. It looks absolutely awesome. It definitely looks how it should. You can see there inside how that kind of bodysuit is over the plastic of the figure, because you can see some of that skin tone inside the figure in those shoulder joints. And then on the hands as well, the hands are actually the molded blue plastic with the skin tone painted on them, so you can see some of the blue coming through at the joint. So the more you use this thing, if you were to like pose it around, I definitely wouldn't suggest playing with it. You are going to reveal and chip more paint there, so you know those blue areas are going to become more exposed. Besides that, this thing is just perfect, honestly. Yes, it could have done with a bit better ab articulation or head articulation for a better flight pose, but at the end of the day, it's an absolutely awesome figure, and I definitely recommend it. And also the larger scale version as well. So if you can find it at a good price, definitely pick it up. Likewise for the Michael Keaton 89 Batman. So, thanks for watching, guys. If you enjoyed the video, go ahead and give it a like. If you want to see more stuff from my collection, check out my Instagram. It's Homerino123, and the link is in the description below also. And for more DC and NECA videos, go ahead and subscribe. So, thanks for watching, guys, and I will see you next time.